Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jatinder Singh, and I was graduated here in Delhi, Hip Wall, alumni of 1999. I was corrected last time. I just want to say, first of all, thank you for allowing me to have this chat with you guys. It is a great, great honor to come back to our school, the school where I've learned a lot, I've met a lot of friends. Some have been more than friends. It's more like a family I've gathered here. And allowing me to speak to you guys, it feels quite strange actually, because I've always been on the receiving end of the conversation, and sitting on here, it is really, really to giving to my teachers, giving something back to the community, giving something back to my school. I'm here, sitting here. There are few people I really want to thank. I want to thank my old friend Rizwan, who has been a great inspiration to me, acted as my older brother, acted as my source of information. When I say source of information, I sometimes used to come to school without my homework. So my source of information used to be Mr. Riz. Secondly, I want to share my journey, how it all started, where do we start from, and how Delia has transformed me, my thinking, my motivation, where did it all come from. So without ado, I was born in Hong Kong, and I was born to a, how do I put it? We had 4 families living in the same flat when I was born. It was a very cramped, classic Kowloon flat I was born in. And you share everything. So at a very young age, you learn how to fight for yourself, how to share, because nobody's going to do things for you. And this is a great lesson for you guys. The teachers can only take you so far until you decide, I got to do this for myself. Okay? So from there, we used to go to school in Lai Cheng Ok in Cheung Sa Wan. Lai Cheng Ok. And that's where I had my first encounter with Mr. Riz and other friends that became our lifelong friends. After that, 6 years in primary school, loads of mischievousness, loads of football playing, loads of copying his homework. Then the story carried on in secondary school, up to a point where it was down to me now. It was the HKC, Hong Kong Wei Hao, I didn't have Rizwan there for me. All of a sudden I was like, oh God, this is a bit strange. What am I going to do? I'm on my own. And the fact and the reality is, I wasn't very good. I did not do very good in my examination the first time around. I always had something to blame on my parents, because they were not educated. They came from a small village in India. I always think that, well, mom and dad are not educated. They've never been to school. Well, I lied. My mom went to primary 1 and primary 2. Okay? My dad, he never did. So I always had somebody to fall back on, always finding excuses. I'm not doing this because it might be genetic. I'm not doing this because I'm not, photogenic memory. I'm not gifted. When that Form 5 happened, and I saw my friends did pretty well, pretty good. Unfortunately, I was not given the opportunity to stay in Delhi for Form 6 and 7. It was a harsh reality. It was that harsh reality that sparked the inner self out. What are you going to do now? Are you going to start working? Well, because some people do work. They're successful businessmen. They all have their destiny. I wasn't one of them. Although my parents were uneducated, they had a drive for their children. They had a drive that, well, if we couldn't achieve what we've achieved, we want to make sure that they get the best they can. So they've taken me to Canada. We migrated to Canada before 97. Everybody freaked out. Oh, China's coming. Nothing happened. And then they thought the education was a paramount thing to have. We migrated to UK. where I did my university studies. And from there, after university studies, I started working in a school. And I just thought, I saw people who were like me when I was in Form 1, when I was in Primary 6, demotivated, always doing this, copying homework. When I saw the first student copying homework, it made me laugh. I was like, yes, I know what I'm going to be. I want to be that life-changing person. I want to make sure I connect with students and motivate them to make sure that it's okay. Mistakes are expected, as long as you respect that, inspect that, and correct that. Mistakes are okay. Mistakes are expected. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes. Mr. Riz makes mistakes. He don't call me enough. That's his mistake. Okay? I used to be standing outside the staff room so many times. Miss Cork, you know Miss Cork? You know? She was always like, 就聽得你啊，又係你，你幾時先會生性啲㗎？咁樣，我咩事唔關我事㗎，又揾藉口啦 another excuse. It wasn't me, it was somebody else. And these excuses you can't say. And one more person I want to thank so much is Miss Lung. I don't know if you guys remember Miss Lung. She was here a couple of years ago, a few years back. A maths teacher who absolutely transformed and reignited my passion for maths. Because she had that whole idea of mistakes are expected. 做錯咗冇問題啦，做多次咯。咩事唔得啊？冇嘢唔得嘅。That whole friendly approachness, it made me realize I was scared of teachers before that. Well, for the rightful reasons. I wasn't always on the top shiner. I was always standing out. I was outstanding for the wrong reason. So Miss Long made me appreciate this, that mistakes are okay. And once you break that barrier out of that, and that's the thing. And that's one where a good friend of mine always talked about this. He said, sometimes we come across this fog of smoke in front of you. You just think that that's it. You know, it's almost like a dream we have, a nightmare. But what happens every time when you have a nightmare? You wake up and you take a deep breath. Thank God that was not real. And we all come across that point. Okay, it's about how you get through that part of this fog, this smoke that shadows our eyes. You're fine. I am your prime example. Okay, I'm now a maths teacher. In my previous role, I've trained teachers. So if I can do it, oh God, you guys are much, much more able to where I was at this stage in my life. You will definitely do it. I've come back to Hong Kong after 18 years. Okay, I'm here for 2 weeks because I'm a teacher and Easter holidays and summer holidays are great. But that's one part of it. And allowing me to do this in Delhi, it's wow. It's one of those moments in life that you will not forget. And thank you very much for sharing this experience with me. I'm Mr. Singh, Mr. Jatinder Singh, your Delhian, your fellow Delhian. Thank you for listening. So, by the way, guys, I mean,